Welcome to Tip GA TV. I'm delighted to be joined by All-Ireland winning manager Mick Ryan here as we look back on round 2 of the Tipperary Senior Hurling Championship. And Mick, we just witnessed a game there in Group 2 where Drummond beat Thurles Sarsfields, and it was a close enough game, but Drum got the goals.
Yeah, it was. We were chatting about it there in studio. Look, it was a really good game of hurling. It was a high-scoring game. Final score 321 to 23 points. You know, we were saying at half-time that it had the makings of a game that was going to repeat the first half in terms of scores, and it did exactly that, with the exception that I suppose Drum got the big scores. They got the goals. You know, the penalty goal in the first couple of minutes of the game, followed up then by Jamie Maloney getting 2 in the second half, and that really put the game beyond Sarsfields because there was nothing in it. You know, this game it went in with a 4-point advantage to Drummond, and immediately Sars clawed that back down to 2 points, and several times in the second half they had it down to 2 points, but they never could get it to less than that or never could take the lead. And then Jamie Maloney's couple of goals in gave the real daylight to Drummond, and they go out 7-point winners, which makes that group very, very interesting now.
Yeah, I mean, it's wide open there when you look at it, because Drum are on 4 points, Thurles are on 2 points currently after beating Borris the last day. Today Borrisalee beat Templederry, so they're on 2 points. Templederry yet to get off the mark, so Drum in the driving seat, but one of Drum, Thurles or Borris would be out of the championship in round 3.
Yeah, and obviously scoring difference is going to be hugely important, you know, so even today here, you know, that's a -7 result for Thurles Sarsfields. How important is that result going to be, or that score difference going to be, you know, when all of the games are played? Like, there's round 3 will tell an awful lot, and you know, hopefully for you know, from the supporters' perspective, that all these teams are alive and it goes down to the last day, because that's essentially what we want, you know. But look, the winners and losers here, a huge amount at stake, you know. Neither of these two teams here today are the divisional champions, so they don't have that to fall back on. That sits with JK Brackens, and they'll be delighted with that. And look, they were the early game here today with Loughmore, and they played out a great draw. You know, that was a really exciting game. You covered it, Stephen. And I suppose coming into that, they'd have been quite confident in terms of their year, and you know how special that was for them, winning their first mid title. So, you know, things are on the up for the JK Brackens club, but to come and actually do it again against their old neighbours and rivals, Loughmore, who are there's none better in the game at trying to close out tight matches. But it was Loughmore who had to come and chase the draw here today and got it with the last free.
So Mick, as it stands, Loughmore have 2 points. Erogan and McCarthy 1 because they drew with JK Brackens. Brackens then are currently on 2. Now they have the back door there that they can get through because they won the division, but Kilruane sitting top of that group on 3 points currently, and like they have their main man Willie Connors back now from injury. They're looking strong at the minute in that group.
Yeah, and they're the team, you know, that I quietly fancy that are going to have a big say in this championship. You'd expect it from them, you know, because they're a very mature team now. A lot of very good players who are well used to playing, you know, at the business end of the Tipperary Club Championship, having made their breakthrough a couple of years ago. But like they have a lot of good players. You know, they're a club that are well organised, well drilled. I think they'll have a big say in this. You know, Loughmore, they are without their, you know, John McGrath, who's got a key injury there, and John is such a massive player for them. Ed Connolly is injured as well. Kieran Connolly wasn't playing here today. You know, but that doesn't impact Loughmore. They just come and do what they do all of the time. And you know, and they were very close. They were the ones who got out of the blocks really early here today, and we thought this is vintage Loughmore stuff. They're just going to get on with their job and do what they do. But great credit to JK Brackens. Clawed their way into the match with some great play now, and you know, there was some fabulous skills there to watch. Young Doyle I can't think of the chap's first name. Shane, yeah. You know, clip over those line balls again when it matters. You know, when and every ball here, every score here matters, as we were saying, because if it's not about the result on the day, it certainly will impact your scoring difference, which will be important. Have no doubt at all about it.
So that's in Group 4 in that one, and today at the Rag there was a game played between Kilruane, MacDonaghs and Nenagh. Nenagh won that, and a wonder goal from Jake Morris, part of that a forward's dream kind of finish.
Yeah, and look, I wasn't at that match, but I saw a quick snippet of that. We're going to want to see it again, because I believe it's a wonder goal that Jake pulled off again, and Nenagh will be thrilled with that. They would be searching for a bit of form, and look at, they're sitting up there on the top of that table with Clonalty, and disappointing obviously for Kilruane not to win that. They'd have been fancied coming into that game, but that's the kind of championship it is. Every game has a life of its own. You're standing against your rivals based on last year's performance is out the window here today. Or at this year, anybody can beat anybody on a day. Obviously, Macarkey, they'll be disappointed not having found their points yet. But if they were to win their next day, they'll keep it very interesting as well.
And in the next round, then you have Clonalty against Kilruane MacDonaghs. That refixed match really is outstanding still.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and that's the match that was scheduled to go ahead this weekend, and obviously you can understand in the circumstances that it's a game that I'd say nobody wants to play. But look, it'll have to get played because it's important to the groups. But look at, it'll be a game that'll be charged with emotion for all of the obvious reasons of what happened here on that Friday night. So look at.
Very open group,
and there's a lot of hurling yet to be played. This is, effectively, like, we're only at the halfway stage. We can see what the signs are and the shapes are of the, who's going to be the winners and losers here. But there's still a fair bit of, there's 4 points to be won here, and 4 points for any of these teams would make a massive difference. Yeah,
looking at the final group in the Danbreen, then Group 3, Upperchurch Drumond top of that, and it is Tumivara who beat Holy Cross the last day. Upperchurch and Toom the next day. The winner of that will top the group, and Mullinahone there against Holy Cross as well. And Holy Cross with Brian O'Mara back, good for Tip long term maybe, but they're really up against strong teams there.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and look, they'll have been disappointed. That game, I think there was 4 points in it for a finish against Toom, but Toom got those crucial goals, no more than what happened here today. And having Brian O'Mara back, they didn't have Brian, I think, for the first game. I think he was missing, but he's a massive addition for any club team. So and look, Kieran Connolly is the same. He missed that Loughmore game, and he's carrying an injury, but he'd such a really good year last year for both his club and college. He was a really powerful influence for Loughmore. So they'll be trying to get him back on the pitch as soon as they possibly can. I'm not sure what the full extent of his injuries are, but he is injured.
Yeah, Mick, looking at this from the point of view of Liam Cahill, you're an All-Ireland winning manager. There's a lot of players probably shown up well this weekend. Paddy Creedon is one really that just comes to mind straight away, and there's probably a few young players there that will be brought into the panel now and see can they make the grade, Brian O'Mara and so forth.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, as I was coming in along today, I ran into Liam and had a quick chat with him. He's looking at every single one of these games, and all of his backroom team are looking at these games as well. This is the showpiece. This is the stage where guys can impress Liam, and he's got them. I absolutely know that he's got an open agenda here. He's looking for talent to put his hands up so that he can bring it in and see can he mould it into a Tipperary outfit. Whenever they kick off, and I suspect they'll kick off good and early this year and try and get a good basis of S&C under their belts with the new group, with the new manager. But it's a very exciting time for Liam Cahill and his management team, and for the youngsters who'll form that panel when Liam will pull that panel together. This is a great time for those guys, and when you get a change like this of new management, and particularly with Liam's record coming back up from Waterford and what he'd achieved already with these under 20s, under 21s and minors, with a lot of what will be in the players he'll choose from later on in the winter when he picks his panel, it's a great time. And look at it. Hopefully this championship will continue to give as it did last year. I thought last year's club championship was a super championship, and I think the format really ensures that every game is competitive, and no matter whether you're at the top of the table or the bottom of the table after 2 games, there's still a lot to be played for. So I think we're really going to see really honest effort from every single club, and trying to get up towards the top of the table and compete into the Danbreen and to the latter stages of the championship. If it's gone the other way on you, you have to fight for survival, because nobody wants to give up the right to play in Danbreen. So you have that relegation threat hanging over you.
Yeah, yeah.
So it nearly, either way, we're going to have great competition. And look, the best of luck to all the clubs. I think if try and keep that standard as high as it's been, because it's been really good. And I really think this format that we've found here in Tip will bring the best out of our players and out of our clubs.
Great stuff. Mick Ryan from us here on Tip GA TV. Hope you enjoyed watching this. We'll be back with round 3 matches of the Dan Breen Cup in